Hey, Frank, after Denver scored 38 in that first quarter, what did you see defensively switch to start the second?
Not being happy with giving up 38 points in the first quarter. It was the biggest thing. These guys are extremely difficult to guard, and it's going to take some time for us to figure out all the coverages and be sharp with them. And we know the coverages, but sometimes it takes a little time to figure out a team. And I thought we did ratchet up our attention to detail, focus, physicality, effort in the second quarter. I challenged our guys to go be one of those games where we go, all right, we gave up a big first quarter. Okay, let's go 20-point quarter, 20-point quarter, 20-point quarter. And they responded to that. We were on a path for that before we, obviously the fourth quarter we didn't play well enough, but they definitely picked up the focus and had a strong defensive night after the first.
Hey Frank, after losing game ones in the last two series, you guys came out tonight really in a great rhythm. What did you do differently this time around to play so well from the get-go and throughout this game?
Not much. Our preparation was still very, very thorough as it was in the first two series. Even though we didn't have success in that first game, we still bring an enormous attention to detail to what we have to do to beat our opponent in these playoff rounds, and we manage the workload very similarly. But we just talked about pregame that even though we lost game one and won the series the last couple of times, that we need to get game one. That this is a very, very impressive team. We don't want to drop any games, and this was an important game for us.
Hey, Frank, it's Dave. The fact that you have 35-year-old LeBron, 34-year-old Rondo, 34-year-old Dwight, obviously with that comes the veteran experience, but also you have guys who obviously take care of their bodies. What's the commonality, the common thread you see from those guys in particular being able to perform still, being in the league this long?
Yeah, well, I think those guys, like you said it, they all take care of their bodies really well. Dwight in particular lost a lot of weight coming into this season, wanted to change his body because he's having back issues, and all that work coming into this year has paid dividends. Rondo works extremely hard. Obviously, LeBron's work ethic is legendary with how he takes care of his body, and their spirit is young. They continue to really enjoy the game of basketball, really enjoy the process of preparing for an opponent, study a team, thinking things out, working on those things in practice, and it shows up on the court.
Frank, in the halftime on the broadcast, they showed you asking the guys, what is this team known for? And they all sort of spoke back to you and said second half comebacks. How much did you drill that into, well, I guess you didn't have that many days to do it, but how much did you drill that into the guys that this is not a team that you can feel comfortable around?
Yeah, well, this is an opponent we all greatly respect, save for the comebacks, we respect what they're capable of doing on both ends of the floor. But to see them go 3-1 back-to-back series, I don't think it's ever been done in the history of the NBA. Just shows that this is an historic type of resilient team, and we got to understand that both with a series lead 1-0 right now and wherever it goes, but also within games. Both I think all three of the games that they came back in the previous series, they had first half deficits that they overcame in the third quarter. So they're familiar there. They're confident there, and we got to make sure we keep the foot on the gas.
Allie?
Sure. Kyle, did you have?
Yeah, just Mike said yesterday that, I'm sorry if this has already been asked, but said yesterday you didn't want this to be a track meet. How much of your game plan was just, let's use our speed, let's use our physicality, let's make sure we get those elements going early to show our physical confidence?
Yeah, well, that's what I love about our team. We want to be the most physical team on the floor every time we take the floor, regardless of who we're playing. And we have a physical team. We got big, strong guys. but a lot of times teams with big, strong guys don't have the speed to match it, and we have the ability to do both. So we want to push the tempo. We want to play with great pace, attack. That's Laker basketball, playing fast break basketball, but doing it while exhibiting a great deal of physicality too. And I was happy with where that was at tonight. But this team, the Denver Nuggets team, they're physical and tough as well. They're big and strong, and they're mentally tough. And this is going to be a tough series.
Tanisha, if you have anyone else on your end?
I do. Let's go Helene Elliott.
Hi, just wanted to ask about your assessment of Rajon Rondo's game tonight. Seemed like he made an impact. How would you describe the impact that he made?
His impact's always measured in swag with our team. He elevates the group's confidence every time he's on the floor. His ability to compete on the defensive end and bark out coverages and quarterback that end energizes our group. His voice, his energy, and then offensively, his ability to orchestrate and quarterback the offense just settles everybody down, and he's able to create good looks for those around him, and the group usually succeeds when he's out there. So just another stellar Rondo performance for us.
David.
Yes. Hey, Coach. You guys showed your versatility against Houston, obviously going smaller to match up with them. But your strength is obviously your size, across the board. So even maybe in the first quarter when they scored a lot, did you sense your guys had more of a feel for this being kind of more typical in terms of how they could win this game and how they could match up against this team?
Well, it is more of a traditional brand of basketball that both of these teams, the Lakers and the Nuggets, like to play than what we saw last series. But, like I said, I've been saying all along, we built a plan to give us the flexibility to play against small teams with Anthony at the 5 and play against big teams with our two centers that typically combine to give all-star level production, and our stars in their roles. So, this is a more traditional series. I should say they're more traditional defensively. Offensively, very not traditional with the way Nikola plays and the way Jamal is playing right now. And, they're a complete team. They're a pass-first team. And I couldn't be more impressed with the way they play. So, but it is definitely more traditional.
Last question, Michael Duarte.
Hey Frank, despite having a double-digit lead at the half, you made some halftime adjustments. What was behind the decision to start Dwight? Was it more what he was doing against Jokic on the defensive end, or what he was doing at the offensive end on the down?
I just liked his energy. Dwight has a great physical presence out there, and this is going to be a physical series. We didn't have a plan to do that going into the night, but I really liked the way he played in the first half and felt like he could make an impact by starting the second half.